Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode, episode number 64. We're at La Vuelta, and this will be the final episode of that. It's stage 18. What we have in front of us for the day is what we really have in front of us for the next 3 days of running. It's 3 punchy stages with nothing too serious regarding the climbs that face us. None of them have hilltop finishes or mountaintop finishes. They are all flat finishes after just a moderate amount of climbing along the way. And therefore, we should see
another attack in the leading group.
No time changes in the GC at all. The GC should be completely unscathed over these final few stages, and therefore we're just kind of in cruise mode to get to the end. Now that's going to amount to a couple things for the episode. For one, there's going to be a bit more time lapse, especially on stages 19 and 20. By the time I'm kind of flying through the introduction here, you can see I got all 6 guys. Yes, we're down to 6 left of the team. 2 guys have gone home. Rodriguez injured, broken collarbone for him. The guy who was second overall a little over halfway through this tour, Alaphilippe, did not go home in shame like he did after Liège-Bastogne-Liège in real life. Coming off his World Championship victory, he then proceeds to make an absolute shambles of the final run-in. If you have not seen Liège-Bastogne-Liège for this year, at least check out that finish where 5-man group, Alaphilippe in the prime position, just runs clear across the road, taking Pogacar and Mark Hershey essentially out. They managed to stay on their bikes, but both of them completely bumped out of the contest by Alaphilippe running across the course. And then Alaphilippe goes on to celebrate that he's won the race, but meanwhile he didn't run all 5 guys, or the other 4 guys off the road. He ran 2 of them off the road, cleared them out of the way. So,
only 10 kilometers left.
Near winner of the Tour de France, Primož Roglic, one of the other ones in the group, he sweeps up from 4th wheel, and the only one contender-wise to miss out on Alaphilippe's crazy, wild move across the road. Roglic comes bursting by and lunges for the line, and Alaphilippe, who is just cruise mode, arms up in the air, glances over like, wait, what just happened? What? Wait.
Only 5 kilometers left.
So not only did he, here comes the attacks.
Counter-attack by Pierre Latour.
Venapool, Paulus, not wanting that one to go. So let's go ahead and line up for the finish. It's 9K to go anyway. That means we're going to... Nope, Zeta's not a sprinter. For Mark has better acceleration. We'll put him on the back. And then we're going to grab Zeta. And then we're going to grab Rainsford. Okay, Lopez is done. So let's just go straight into Moreno. Full acceleration right off the bat. All these guys behind, sorted out.
Counter-attack by David Gaudu.
We're good to go. Breakaway is going to claim this stage today, it looks like. All right, Moreno's done. Let's go ahead and gel up, actually, all of these guys that remain.
And they're off. It's going to be very fast.
See if we can turn this into a little something. Here comes the breakaway victory now. So
went
Ben
right
King
down
takes
to
the stage
wire.
ahead of Alexei Lutsenko.
Wow, he handled his race well.
Zeta to lead this thing out. Champosin takes 3rd. There's no seconds left to play for, so realistically all I can do is hope we can split off some guys, potentially, and gain time, which isn't happening, obviously. So there we go. Pure sprinters going clear of us. Oh, that's not a pure sprinter. Pogacar goes clear. Simmons, Paulus, Evenepoel, does get 7th, but we don't miss
We're
out
waiting
on
for the
anything, so
tail-enders
we're
who
just
continue
fine
to
on
arrive.
that one. We're going to move right away into this next stage, at least here in just a moment. Anyway, Alaphilippe gets the shame of celebrating too early, crosses the line 2nd, and then gets relegated to the back of the group anyway, and that was obviously going to happen considering he didn't just change his line. I mean, he moved clear across the road, blocking everybody behind him. It couldn't have been more obvious. Time for the minor sponsors, the ones that don't involve any money but provide us with our equipment that we use for the year. Now, briefly, I just want to mention that I think this game is long due for an overhaul on how they do this. They give you brands, they tell you absolutely nothing about any of them, how they compare to one another, what the benefits are, whether any of this, equipment-wise, actually impacts your riders on any given day or not. There's zero indication to that whole process. It seems arbitrary. But it might not be arbitrary. Now, we only have a single offer coming in for frame, and that is Cannondale. Cannondale might be one of the cheaper frames out there. It's still one of the frames that does see its way into the pro Peloton, and that at least is a good sign. It's not, I mean, we're not even going to be at that pro level. We're not going to be at the World Tour level next year, so getting that is good. Limited R&D potentially on that one, and it's a couple-year contract, so there's that. But as for the wheels, I have choices. Now, I could tell you I only know one of these brands, and that's the Bontrager, which is what I have on my bike, and from that alone, I can tell you it's a cheap brand because it's on my bike, and I've had to replace a couple of those wheels. So I would assume that that's probably the weakest one of the bunch. But as for the in-betweens, no idea. Quick look up, I know that in real life, Zip is one of the top brands for wheels. So I'm just going to have to go off of that assumption that Zip is going to be a better product than the rest of these. But the game gives me no indication. So again, developers, I know you guys are French, so you're probably not watching this. But maybe, just maybe you are, or somebody knows. You could pass it along. This needs to be developed further on how they do the equipment suppliers. What it means, what it's going to do, how it's going to actually impact you, and how these compare. All right, 53K to go. It's a shorter stage here for stage 19. There is a tiny chance for splits in the field today. 2 category 2 climbs to go on the stage. Nothing going to do it on this one, especially with a team of 6. There's nothing I can really do. But over the final climb, which is the climb we're on right now, by the way, just before we get to the top, if I really put my foot down right about, say here, and suddenly open something up ahead of us, which I'll have, looks like 5 riders strong as I get towards the top. If I attack hard enough, there's the descent. We'll see how long we have from... Yeah, that's 5K to go, and it looks like that's where the route might trail off. But 5K to go just before the base. So it's going to be about a 4.5 kilometer over the flat. The rest is all descent. If we can attack downhill. Right, I've got a 2-minute gap behind me for Tentoni. Nothing to lose. Unless he crashes out of the race. But otherwise, we can...
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the
to
pack
see
has
if we can
increased
open a
its
gap
speed.
behind us. And if we can gain a little bit of time, we're not going to win the stage. The breakaway has 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and 20 riders. So we're not catching them. But if we can open up a little gap behind us, maybe we can pick up 10, 15, 20 seconds. And that's going to give me a small chance heading into the final punchy stage, which is stage 20 tomorrow.
They really are moving. The pack can't
Onto
get
the base
strung
of the
out too
climb.
far, or it's going to start breaking up.
I'm going to save a little bit of energy. I want to keep everyone up here, though. So make sure Rainsford for Mark. Yeah, for Mark, you got to be... Step it up, buddy. You got to be up here for this to work.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Okay. Tony lost his man, but that's not a problem. Set as our other one. Okay, also you need to pick it up. 4K to go to the top. Tony's already to the front. So what I need to do now... Reset everything. Okay, Lopez is done. He's out of this. And everybody's going to try to follow Tentoni. Moreno's the closest right now, and he's the one who I want to go first. Seta, you're right behind him. And then Rainsford, and then for Mark. That's the order they happen to be in right now, so this is the order we'll use to set this up.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
Once Moreno gets up
the pack
here,
is increasing its
I'm going to
work
have
rate.
him
Some
switch
teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
order with Tentoni. Okay, now we can switch that order.
Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today.
This is almost over the top now, so. Okay, he's got Tentoni, he's got Zeta. Here comes Rainsford. There's for Mark. Come on for Mark, get on through. Alright. Now, Tony, I'm going to have you slip to the back of the group. Let's take a second for that to happen. Alright? And now we're going to start going 99. See if we can catch one guy
10
out in
kilometers to the finish
particular.
line.
Let's go over the top. And let's see if we can have an aggressive descent. Zeta. Alright. Who's my better descender now? Because we're not pulling away. Rainsford, 73. Okay. Let's switch the order. Rainsford. Take over. Try to get onto the back if you can. $8K to go.
There are just 5 kilometers left. Flat tire. It always happens at the wrong moment.
Conrad with a flat. That hurts him. But he's not the one we needed time over. We have split off a group.
Things are hotting up at the front. And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
Okay, come on, Vermark. 2.5K.
Oh,
Comes
yes,
the
he
winners.
had
Jonathan
enough in the
Narvaez
tank to be
for the
able to put
stage.
one over on the
One of my
others
riders
in
a
the
couple
group.
years ago. For Mark opens up a little gap. Zeta. Go. And Tentoni. And here comes the real speed.
The race is run, but the poor souls bringing up the rear continue
Looks
to
like
cross
maybe
the line.
36
It's a
riders.
bit of
There
a
could be
knock for
gaps
the morale.
behind. Maybe somebody got caught out, but I'm guessing the contenders were all in a strong enough position to cover that one off. You know, doesn't hurt to try, unless you crash out. Oh, Tantoni, come on. Tantoni.
Some team managers mustn't
Dropped by your own
appreciate the fact
team.
that there is
There
a
you go.
breakaway, given that the pack has increased
We
its
saw
speed.
a momentary split, but it's been immediately covered off. Okay, Lopez. Okay, on to Moreno. We're on to the better climbers now. Lopez, go ahead and get onto the back. Tony lost a little red bar because of the efforts. 400 meters. Okay, on to for Mark. Moreno on the back. Mark, good descender.
You see that? You can read the pain
And
on the
we
faces
have
at the
a
back of the
split
peloton.
at the
There's
moment.
a growing number of riders left behind.
Oh, maybe, just maybe, we can do something today. Right. Relay. 99 relay. Can we keep a gap? Peloton, very minimal in size right now. It's 37 kilometers though. We definitely can't keep up a 99 pace for that long. So, can we keep up a 96 pace? Now it's 68 riders behind. That's bad news for us. Now it's 21. It's splitting off again. If they're yo-yoing, they're struggling. For Mark's already done. Just got to keep an eye on Tantoni. We cannot let him run out of energy. Okay, let's set a 95 here. Okay, for Mark, Gel. Oh, we've been caught already. There's still potential damage behind us. Don't know how tired these guys are. McNulty, the one chasing it down for UAE and Formula. There's a Venopole. Pogacar for UAE. 5th place behind me. I don't know why they're the ones chasing it down. Hamilton in 2nd. There's Bernal. There's Palace. And there's a gap. Okay. There's Sivakov way back here for Jumbo-Visma, and he has no chase support. He is very much caught behind right now. Oh, we might keep on pushing here.
The pack seems resigned to leaving the victory to the escapees.
All right, Tantoni, you're not going to work though. You're just going to stay right on the back wheel here. It's for 2. Gel up. Zeta. Gel up. Still 25k. But if we can keep this gap open long enough, so it's got this incredible flat rating. Frat. Yeah, we're having a party apparently. Alright. Let's
Another attack in the
change
leading group.
this up. You guys need to just try to stay put. If they could stay put, we might get a slight amount of recovery. But at the same time, if they're not getting recovery, that's not a bad sign either. Because again, somebody... There's Jumbo-Visma chasing. There's Sivakov. We have a minute. We have a minute. But Zeta is done. Tantoni is also done.
The riders are entering the last
And there's
15
still
kilometers of the
20k to go.
stage.
The gap's down to 40 seconds. We've almost managed to do this, but here they come, making a contact. And Lawrence de Plus has beat out my entire team, pushing on the front. Now, that things just split again, but he's in this group now. 16k to go. we've got a little
Only 10
recovery
kilometers
on.
left. The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace.
Your shove
That's really
attacking.
a punchy attack.
All right, we're gonna get this going again. For Mark, you're first. Why are you guys going backwards? Why aren't you at the front like you're supposed to be? It's 13K to go. I mean, we might be able to do something. There's other teams that are putting a little pressure on. This could be
And
good.
there's an attack at the front.
We need
He
to
could go all the
protect
way.
Tony though. So Lopez, that's your job.
Only 5 kilometers
Okay,
left.
Mark, the one working now. Rainsford, be his turn again. In fact, I might just kind of 99 this with
There's
a
another
couple of
rider
these
with a
guys.
puncture. The sides of the road
Keep
are
these
not a
guys all
tire's
up
best
here
friend.
just working
And he
as
spurts
hard
away
as
from
they
the
can.
group. He's going for
And
victory.
Same with Moreno. And they'll just take turns. They'll pull when they can, for however long they can. Keep a little pressure on, but I see a number 41 in a yellow jersey right here.
And the final sprint is off.
gotta
Who's
be
going to be the
him,
first to the
so-
line today?
Yep, there's Simikov. So he's in the
He
group.
dug deep
We had
inside
about
himself to
Ben
earn
King
this victory.
back-to-back victories. Hargill second. It's going to move him up the standings a little bit. 4K to go. And then he sort of lead out. Not really, and actually it doesn't matter because we don't have anything left to Tony to go with. We tried. Again, if he didn't have the -2 today, he wouldn't have gotten so tired. I mean, he's not the one taking turns here, pulling. I don't see the yellow jersey. There he is. So we miss out again.
The riders bringing up the
Wasn't
rear have
happening
made
today.
it through sheer willpower.
And yet we still
This stage was
almost
a real
made it
strength
happen.
sapper.
It was a long distance to the finish. We were able to split him off, but the chase was too big. The other teams. And then once they got up there, the first group that made contact with us, they kept pushing, but they didn't push enough. And it allowed him back. Plus by himself, able to pull it back and save Sivikov's race. Otherwise, we would have been on the podium. All right, so we're on to the final stage of this year's La Vuelta. It's the stage into Madrid. And I think we've just headed into the city now. Yes, we are. So we're onto this looping back and forth here. Today's final stage, just 55K to go. Let's go ahead and get our water
Some
in the
team
only
managers
time.
mustn't appreciate the fact that there was a
Now,
breakaway, given that the
unlike
pack
the
has
Tour de
increased
France,
its speed.
this one is not just a procession. It's still a prestigious victory. It's still a day for the sprinters. However, I'm looking at one little thing going, do I want to take one more shot? You know what? It doesn't hurt to try. It's not a procession like the others. So, there's a little up and down. Let's see if the undulation is any more than 3. Just an instant. What about on the uphill? No, it's not. So the up down, it's still flat rating. Oh, it gets above 3 a little bit there. So there's a
The pack is
momentary.
increasing
But,
its work
it's
rate.
not much.
Some teams can't
It's not
be happy
much.
with the breakaway.
So we have a 2-man break, 25 seconds for them. When we get down to it, I'm going to use my 5 riders. Tantoni has a +5 today. Zeta has a +5 today. Rainsford has a +4 today. And for Mark has a positive race day condition. So Moreno and Lopez, they'll get used up early. But I want to put a herding into this field. I'm going to try to
The
catch
breakaway is
them
not to
out.
everybody's liking. The Peloton has significantly increased
For
its
one,
speed.
Jumbo Visma
We are
has
just 20
already
kilometers from the
wasted
finish,
a
so
rider.
things should come down to a mass sprint for the
I'm going to
line.
wait until
The
we
pack
get
is back
down
on level
towards
terms
the
with
end. But I
breakaway
want to
group.
go 99 and attack this like a sprint stage. And see Maybe, just maybe, we can do something. All right, 16K to go. I've got to wait a little longer. I only have 6
The finish
riders.
line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road
All right,
sign.
here we go. Let's do it. Oh, might as well, right? Might as well. All right, Moreno. Plenty of space out here to get
The
this
riders
thing
have
started.
upped the pace.
Oh, and of course we get blocked off the moment we start. Okay, 12K to go. Let's get to the other side of the road. Hold in the middle or left
The
side.
riders
at
are
least.
entering the last 10 kilometers of the stage.
All right, Moreno. Come on, you haven't even done anything yet. You still haven't gotten out front. Take it to the other side of the road.
The riders are closing on the last 8 kilometers of the stage, which will most likely end up in a mass sprint.
Why is Lopez losing red bar when Moreno's out of red bar and we were already on his wheel? It was odd. 6K to go. Okay. Lopez can't sprint. Let's get... my guys just aren't built for this. They're not sprinters.
The
We're not
riders
doing
are
any
entering the last
damage
5 kilometers of the stage.
behind us. So this is very futile what we're trying to do, but...
A fall has just happened in the Peloton. Several riders are on the ground.
Bookman, Port, Otruba,
And the final sprint is
1.9.
off. Who's going to
Okay,
be the
we're going
first
to
to the
start our
line
sprint
today?
here, and these guys are all in strong condition today. Tantoni. Come on, Zeta. Yeah? Top 10 anyway.
Victory for
Christoph for the
Alexander
win.
Christoph.
Phillips in second. Bauhaus, Bevan, Frele, Ewan. Zeta takes 7th. Tantoni 10th on the stage. No sign of any contenders, but no gaps either, so he'll be in there somewhere.
We're waiting for the
Alright, La
back
Vuelta
markers who
is
appear to be
done.
fairly
We
numerous
finish
in this difficult
in
race.
4th place, which is good. You know,
just in
coming
case
into
you
this,
missed them,
the
here are the
expectation
race highlights.
was top 10. The hope was a top 5, and that is what we achieved. Solid 4th place, very close to the podium. Not quite able to pull it off, but really good result nonetheless. Uran lost time today. Ouch, that hurts. Not that he was in contention, but... So, Egan Bernal wins the 2023 edition of La Vuelta. Lucas Hamilton 2nd, Sivkov 3rd. Tantoni, Pogacar, Paulus Latour, Vettel, McNulty, and Kruiswijk are your top 10. Now that who was in the back edge of the top 10 kept fluctuating on who was in the break, gaining time. Points classification, Bernal wins that as well. Tantoni 10th place there. Brandon McNulty wins the KOM. And Gianpaolo Tantoni wins the under 25s classification, young rider classification. So we did get a jersey. That's awesome. As a team, we were 7th overall, just a minute from being in the top 5 as a team, and that's a pretty good result. We were never committed to that classification as a thing. Ineos wins it, though, comfortably. And there we go. Tantoni happy with the overall result. A lot of people low motivation now as we go into this last part of the season, as we have a lot of overloaded schedules. Also, as we go into this last part of the season, the real work's done. You know, there's a few meaningless races. There's a few slightly better than meaningless races to go. But I'm going to bypass the majority of those. We have maybe 1 episode left in the season, and then we'll be moving on to that next year. We're going to check on 2 things here real quick, and they are one in the same. The rankings, both as a team and the team index. Are we still on that bubble? Are we still above that bubble? Continental Pro, we're out. We're out. Our bubble has burst. So over the last week of La Vuelta, enough riders have been signed. We were one clear of the bubble. We're out. That there is literally no money to sign any more riders. We're going all the way down to Continental. Okay. So this is what we call a rebuilding project. We get 1 year of a golden generation that carried us way too soon to the World Tour. And despite the expectation, I remember freaking out. I totally freaked out about going to the World Tour too soon with this team. And yet, we 100%ed this season and did outstanding. We'll see in a moment, about 10th place or so in the rankings. That's a really, really good year. But I also knew that we were facing this difficulty of losing the guys we were going to lose. And then we managed to keep Kevin Vermark. But I knew we were going down. I didn't know we were going to go this far down. But in a way, this isn't a bad thing. Okay, I'm the top Continental team, just outside of that bubble. The W52, they went down too. So Minsk just signed somebody yesterday. So I think Minsk, and it was one of the guys I was after. Minsk probably just jumped us in the last 24 hours. That does suck that we are going that far down. But in a way, it's not bad. Okay, I'm a team with a high Continental budget. It's still not even a Continental Pro budget. So pressure's off next season. We're going to be in a whole different group of races. We're not even going to have any World Tour races because we're going to be Continental. But we're going to go back to tearing it up and getting a lot of results and building for the future without pressure. I should have no problem with the sponsor achieving their objectives for next year. Of course, their objectives will be metered based on being a Continental team. I'm not sure they knew that that's what they were signing up for when they signed up to take over the New Zealand Auckland taking over. But, when you only give us so much money, we can only do so much. And that's the nature of the beast. So, yeah, off to Continental it is, apparently. In the individual rankings, it's Alaphilippe Tintoni 18th in the World Tour rankings. 8th in the Super Prestige now after claiming 4th in that race. Not even on the podium. Zeta's 30th. Victories, Tintoni, 5 of them this season. All right, team, this is the one that matters, though. 12th in the World Tour rankings. Movistar winning the Continental. And there it is. 9th place in the Super Prestige. So still in the top 10. And it looks like probably just about securing that to the end of the season now. There's not as many points available. Definitely not near the top. But, I mean, 9th place. 9th place is pretty dang good. Definitely not going to be that next year if we're down in the Continental rankings. So this is going to be it for a little while when it comes to the rankings. But like I said, we've got about one more episode to kind of cruise through what's left of this season. And I am so not giving up, by the way. Not happening. We haven't won anything yet. Other than the, hey, we made it to World Tour because of one rider for one season who wanted more money than the entire team's budget. Wanted to stay with us, but wanted money that, the 100% amount of the sponsor couldn't even come close to paying his salary alone. So, goodbye Zeta, goodbye Tintoni, and Banishek for that matter. Not that one matters, but, losing 2 riders And we're dropping 2 divisions. All right. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button for a good result at La Vuelta. We've had a decent showing this year. We pulled off that surprise win at the Tour de France. We got 2 stage wins at La Vuelta and 4th in the GC. Pretty dang good for a team who barely squeaked into the World Tour, and not by choice, and who has barely squeaked. Apparently, we are allergic to Continental Pro. That must be it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.